such a little way. Forget you now. You are my someday world. You are like left for long under your frame. She walks like animal. Can walk and be so free. She walks in like many more. I can walk like me. I know it's not well, won't see, but I will not search a little way.
So got out to Visulite Theatre here in Charlotte this week with my friend Lee, who's from the north of London, England, and he's a big Melvins guy, so anytime the Melvins are in the area or Buzz is doing one of his projects, then we go and check it out, and it was King Buzzo and Trevor Dunn, who he had in tow on the stand-up bass. And this was his, King Buzzo, you know, this is his acoustic deal, which I've seen before, but this time with Trevor was really cool. So yeah, I'll put some more footage here on the back end of this video. And J.D. Pincus, former bass player from Butthole Surfers, opened, and he played the banjo and sang, and it was excellent. He had a lot of crazy effects. He had huge pedal boards for this banjo, and he got all kinds of crazy feedback out of this thing. And he also had a cool stage setup with these two pairs that kind of sat beside each other, and he had a projector project images on them. And the lights are always cool at Visulite to begin with, so that was excellent presentation on how he did that. I think I have some footage of Pincus in here too. So it was a cool show. Not a big crowd, so you can go wherever you wanted and check everything out. But yeah, anytime Melvins are around, we get out to it. Got a few records here, not many. I didn't plan on any records this week. I don't plan on any records from here until sometime in November. That's the goal. I did get a book this week. I'll show that. Stay Fanatic, Lessons in Possession and Confessions of Obsession, Volume 4 from Henry Rollins. There's a really cool podcast with him being interviewed about this book series. I don't have the other volumes. They sold out fairly quickly in the resale market. They're kind of high, and people put fake autographs of his on them and try to jack up the price and that kind of thing. But I thought it was interesting. It's got this Albert Eiler 7-inch from Italy on there that I have, which is kind of a rare one. But yeah, it's just, you know, the pictures are all in black and white, which is fine because there's a ton of them. But yeah, he's like showing a lot of the rare 7-inches he has. I like some of the early Cramp stuff in the 7-inch from the Ruts from the UK on Virgin. I bet those are not easy to find. But yeah, looking forward to getting into that this week. Henry is on another level when it comes to collecting. You know, he's the guy looking for the ones of ones, you know, the acetates, the test pressings, you know, all those types of things, the rare 7-inches. I know he's looking, in that interview, he's looking for some crazy Hawkwind 7-inch that was pressed in India, like a pressing from there, which is probably, you know, over $1,000 or something for a 7-inch single. I had one record come in that I did order, because it was part of a double that was missing when I got this ESP disc record, We Are the Levitts. But it came with one of the samplers, An Evening with the ESP disc, and so I got it. So I got the record, and he said the cover was shot, like, you know, good or good plus. So I didn't plan on keeping the cover. It was completely trash, but the cover's fine. So I'm keeping the cover too. Really cool artwork on it. And it does contain a song from the Haru percussion group, Sounds of the Ghetto Youth. That record goes for thousands. It's the rarest ESP disc record because it was sampled. And it's a really dope record. One I'll never own. But to have one of the tracks from that on here, and these are all full tracks. It says it's a sampler, but these are all full cuts from these records. Most of this is the folk stuff, or some of the stuff that leaned a little more psych, like the Cro-Magnon and Octopus records. I don't have those records, so it's cool to have some songs from those records on this sampler from ESP disc. And it's what in the series, ESP 1081. So one of the first 100 that I collect. So that was cool to get. Really cheap, $10. Most are the cheapest. Other cheapest record I could find was $35 plus shipping. So a really good deal. There's not many available. I did want to mention. I heard, I think from Alex, or I can't remember who, probably Alex, that Glass House is closing. Great record store in California. That I met Sherv and Alex at. Out there. Well, I was already with Sherv. We'd been to some other stores prior, but we met up with Alex, Diamond Marimba there, and it's a great shop because it was all used. no new records in there, and a ton of records, and big wall. Found some good things in there, and they had when we happened to go in there. That's right before Record Safari had opened, and of course Alex Rodriguez, who now runs Record Safari, was the guy the gopher for the records, the guy that goes and finds the records for the owner of this shop. And when we were leaving, there was a pile of records by the front door, and it turns out that was stuff he was getting ready to take to Record Safari for grand opening. And I saw this one 7-inch laying on top, and I noticed it was a Can 7-inch. So it was I think an original German pressing, or UK, one or the other. And I took it to the counter expecting to get a price and pay for it, and he's like, "Oh no, that's for the grand opening, and that's mine." I was like, "Okay, man, no worries." But he had just walked in the door with a stack of records, and the other Alex I'm with, Diamond Marimba, points out that this was in the pile, and so he did sell me this, and this is one of the rarest ESP disc records. I've never come across another one since. The Henry Grimes Trio, The Call. So it's a stereo press with Henry Grimes on bass, Perry Robinson clarinet, and Tom Price on the drums. ESP disc 1026, and a nice copy he gave me a really good price on it. So he literally brought it into the shop, and I walked it right back out of the shop. So it's a shame that's closing at the end of this month. So if you're in the LA area, I'd get out there to Glass House, and they probably have some deals going, I would imagine, on to help move some stock out of there before they close. And I imagine Sherv and Alex will hit it up here, one more time or so. Went to some good stores while I was out in California. I think my favorite was Dr. Strange that Sherv took me to. We of course went to Rhino, that's near him. And where else did we go? We did the big meetup at Amoeba and went to Freak Beat. I really liked both of those. Amoeba was overwhelming. I didn't know what to do. My head was spinning in there. There's just too much. Freak Beat was great. Went to a few shops. One day we got out to Long Beach. There was a small shop that was cool, and then there was a big shop that had like RSD stuff. They had everything, good used. I think it was called Fingerprints, something like that. I thought it was a nice place. Found great records. But yeah, that Can 7-inch stuck in my brain. I was like, well, I gotta find it now. And it just so happened I ended up getting this from Freak Beat on their eBay later on down the road. Can Moonshake on United Artists. This is a UK promo with Future Days on the B. So that was thought that was interesting. I was able to find that later, but just it's a different pressing. The other was with the original bag and wasn't a promo with the artwork. So again, I wasn't planning on getting any records this week. I snuck over to get some empanadas for lunch yesterday, and I did dip into quickly look through some of the used at Hardy Boys since it's right there, and I did find one in the used new arrivals that I picked up. Elvin Jones Time Capsule on Vanguard from 1977. A terrible cover, but I love all this later Elvin Jones stuff, and the big selling point for me was George Coleman being on tenor on this, and then Bunky Green writes most of the cuts. He's on alto, but it's got a guitar on here from Ryo Kawasaki, so this should be some jazz rock modal stuff from his later period. But Elvin's going to be slaying on this, so I was happy to find it for a good price too. So it's got a cutout and hole, 70s cutout bin, but the record's in really nice shape with the original inner. So yeah, anything Elvin Jones I don't have, I normally add to the collection. There's really not a bad Elvin Jones record that I've heard. And then there was a bunch of original African stuff in there, mostly High Life from Nigeria. but this one was in there, and I already have 2 other copies. I love this record, and it's got one of my favorite covers on here. So I went ahead and picked it up. It's an original copy of William Onyeber, Anything You Sow, on the Wilfilms label, 1985 Nigeria original. Really presents really well, and the record, that was the key for me buying this, and it was only $30, which is a great price. The record's in VG Plus shape, and it's very hard to find Nigerian records in that kind of shape. It's a major upgrade to my other original. The cover's in much worse shape, and the record's like maybe VG minus at best, good plus. So yeah, that was a huge find for me. This is a dope LP. He's playing all these different keyboards and synths. Excellent stuff, funky, soulful, jamming. One of my favorites from William Onyeber. And then but that's pretty much it for records. Kind of hunkering down here. Got the anniversary sale coming up in early October for Dylan. I'll probably get a couple records there, but I don't have any other plans on records too much here between now and November. I am going to another gig this coming Friday. The band Whores from Atlanta is playing at Snug Harbor here, and they always avoid coming to Charlotte, so for them to play here is going to be great. Their current drummer is in the hospital. He's got a serious illness, Douglas, so that I was concerned they were going to cancel the tour, but they were able to get their prior drummer Donnie on board for this tour, and so that was really good news because he knows the songs and he'll be able to, he has a similar style, so he'll be able to adjust to playing the new stuff, I think, pretty well. Killer band, heavy as fuck. I discovered them through that big festival they have every year in Austin, Texas. There was like a live thing of them that popped up on YouTube one day years ago, and I checked them out then. That was during their early stuff. It's South by Southwest, and then I got to see them live in Savannah, and I was going to film them in Raleigh. I'd reached out to Christian, the lead guitarist, lead singer, and I forget what happened, but it didn't. I ended up not being able to film them in Raleigh for whatever reason. But yeah, I got all their records here, and their newest one is really good. I'll leave a link to a video or something. But if you like Helmet or things like that, that's kind of what they get picked compared to. They're still their own thing. They're a real good heavy band. So there was their first like EP, Ruiner, Brutal Panda Records. I forget what year this came out. Yeah. So there's this one. And yeah, Daddy's Money. Really, the first song is one of their favorite for a lot of folks. And then they put out Clean, and the name of the band Whores ain't for hookers or anything like that. It represents whores as in corporate whores, as in corporate America is a piece of shit. But this has Donnie on drums, who's going to be back on tour with them. So this was on I think the same label. Yeah, this has got also some great shit on it. Clean, and they put those two out as a double CD. Then they put out Gold. This record's not my favorite. There's the recording, at least on the record. I have the CD. The CD sounds better than the record actually. Just highly compressed sound on this one. I don't know what the deal is. I think that's how they wanted this to sound. And Donnie's also on this on drums. Yeah, this is still a good noise rock record. But the new one's their best. War, I love this record. It just came out this year. This will be one of the best this year on TGIC Records. And yeah, Douglas on drums here. So everybody's thinking about him. He's facing a tough ticket. yeah, there's some really good videos off this already, and the Quitters Fight song, excellent video, so I'll leave a link to that. And I think I got one of the what is this? Yeah, it's on Ghost is Clear Records. One of the limited pressings. This is really cool. One of the coolest looking pieces of vinyl I have. Not that that's necessary, but just when you do a pre-order, this is the kind of stuff that these bands do nowadays. But Christian is a record collector and a record guy, so the records are pressed well. You know, got a nice inner sleeve that's you know, anti-static sleeve. So yeah, nice insert. Very cool. Looking forward to that show. And there's another band from Atlanta opening. I'm trying to remember who it is, but they're also a great band. So it should be a good gig. I'll have footage of that too, probably the following Saturday from now. That's everything for this week. Hope you're well. Peace.
Wanna know my opinion? Don't respect thoughts of millions. Got a torch in this light bulb, burning bright, feet is moving low. Got me spinning round the wrong way. Gonna be a long day. Spinning around Hello!